Hey everybody, welcome to the Bullseye channel. I hope you're doing well. On today's video, we're going to be doing our first in a series of 12 updates. This is the 1,000 round update, a part of our MHS Reimagined series. What is the MHS Reimagined series? I'm glad you asked that. It is a 10-year retrospective on the 2025 to 2017 modular handgun system program that ended up selecting the Sig Sauer M18 and M17 as the new sidearm for the U.S. Army, and then every other service followed in trace. So launched this kind of out of personal curiosity and interest. We've had pretty good reception. It sort of runs parallel to some of the bullseye shooting stuff that we have on this channel. And there's a lot of fun stuff coming. But the general idea was, over the course of maybe 16 months, maybe a little bit longer, could I, one human with a passion and interest in the subject, test these guns more robustly than the U.S. Army did in their evaluation of the official contract, which was something like $250 to $300 million. Because I think the answer is yes. And before I do that, though, let's go ahead and real quick, for those who don't know, let's show you the pistols. So we'll start it with the Beretta M9A4. As you can see, all these have dots. What I'm going to do is we'll just introduce them real quick, and then I'll talk about what we've done over the last 1,000 plus rounds, and then I'll give you my pluses and minuses on each one thus far, not comprehensive. So Beretta M9A4, Sig Sauer M18, I don't have an M17 anymore, Glock 19x, and the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, all in that beautiful peanut butter that we've come to know and associate with the military over the last 20 years. So, yeah, so those are what we started with, right? All these guns we started brand new. They didn't have a single round on them with the exception of the M18, which I already had. And so what I did was I put this in timeout, not like the Air Force put it in timeout. That's totally different. I put it in timeout until I was able to shoot the other guns until they came to the 850 rounds that the SIG had through it. And then now we're all going to shoot them in line. So the idea there is the service experience for each of these examples is going to sort of remain closely, within 200 to 300 rounds as we get some usage on them. And so that's what we did. So we fired the Smith & Wesson, the Glock, and the Beretta M9A4 until I got them to the same round as the Sig M18, and now we're all just kind of shooting in line. What does that look like in reality? It's usually me grabbing a couple of these guns, taking them to my bullseye practice, setting up some sort of course of fire, shooting them down range. Sometimes it's filming videos for you all, and then sometimes it's taking them out to matches. So in the month, and really if you think about it, it's been, I think, 45 days since we really launched this series. And in that time, I've only put, roughly 1,000 rounds through each one of these guns. All of them have at least 1,000 rounds. Some of them have a little bit more, which doesn't sound like a lot, right? You got a lot of YouTubers out there that are reviewing these guns and like, oh, I put 10,000 rounds to this gun. Well, that's a single gun, right? So we'll just go through the round counts real quick, and I won't give you the exact numbers, but both the Beretta and the Smith & Wesson have about 1,200 rounds. It's because I've shot them in matches. And then both the Glock and the Sig have about 1,000, a little over 1,000. And so they're all kind of like in that same area. But realize I've done that on all those guns, right? So in the last 50 days, I've shot over 4,000 rounds, I think. Well, maybe not quite that much, but thereabouts. That's a pretty big ammo demand for just a general YouTuber who's kind of like, self-sourcing a lot of this stuff. We're almost out of 9mm. Speaking of 9mm, what we've been using here recently, so usually doing the MagTech because it's just what I had a lot of, but got this shipment in of the Winchester Modular Handgun Series Active Duty. You'll be seeing this on the channel here very soon. We'll talk about all the fun stuff that's going to come on the channel. So that's what we've been doing. That's how we got them to the rounds. Let's go through each one of these, and I will tell you, I'll give a plus and a minus, just general impressions. So starting with the Beretta M9A4, really, what do I like about it? Well, I really like, for just picking one thing, I really like the grip texture on this sort of plastic overmold. So these come with the Vertec grips, which are kind of straight. I don't like them. I have long fingers, as some people have noticed, and I need a fuller grip. this kind of gives it to me, but really, like, this texture is fantastic. If you add that with a little bit of grip tape in the front, it really does pretty well. What am I most disappointed about so far in this Beretta? Most, I would say, if you got me right after I got this gun, I would say the trigger. The trigger came in like almost 7 pounds right out of the box, single action. But that has since smoothed down to 5 pounds. So now I don't mind it that much. It is a little stiff. I will give it that. I like a little bit more of a roll. What I will say is the mag release is super stiff on this. And if you take a high firm grip, it is not in a very inopportune place. And my other finger here kind of like prevents it from going out very easily. So a little stiff. Luckily, Dan, a viewer of the channel, met me up and gave me one of these. He thinks it's going to be a little bit looser, so I might put this, or I'm going to put this in here in a minute. So that's the pluses and minuses thus far. It's been shooting consistent with my experience with Berettas that I've had in my whole life / career, right? So nothing has surprised me yet about this, except, I guess, how much I like the color, right? It's just a cool looking Beretta. So happy that we have it. Enjoying it thus far. It hasn't surprised me. It hasn't let me down. It is a Beretta. All right, moving on to the. I've been referring to this in videos that you'll see here in the next month or so as the villain of the MHS program, the Sig Sauer M18. So let's talk about what I do like about it. If I had to pick one thing that I like about it, it is the sighting system. So the Romeo 17 sighting system solves the major gripe that I have with the M18, which is the massive size of the front sights and lack of any usable sights that I can use beyond basically 15 yards in order to get a precision shot. If you think that's a cop-out, because that's not really the gun, that's the optic. What I would say about the gun, the thing I really like is the speed of the M18's cycling. It's a fast gun. I don't like the recoil impulse. I don't like the way that it feels. I don't like the sort of whipsaw thing that it kind of tends to do when I shoot. That could be just me, but that's what I like. What I don't like about it, I won't say the sights because it's kind of been solved with the optic. I don't really like the trigger. It's a pretty good trigger, but it is heavy. I mean, it is 6+ pounds. Most of these are. I guess we could do just a quick weight on it. Here I got my lineman. I'm not going to move my camera, so you're just going to have to TRUST me. 7 pounds. 7 pounds. But that being said, it is short, right? It's a short trigger. And it's a pretty short reset. Yeah. All right, so that's the pluses and minuses. Next, we'll go with the Glock. All right, so a lot of people think this is should be the #1 choice. I would say if I'm going to pick one thing about the Glock that I really, really like, it's going to be its simplicity. The simplicity of the Glock really I've been enjoying. When you're drawing it from the holster, there's nothing to think about. You just grab it, you focus on your grip, you get a good shot, good sight alignment, or in this case, sight picture if you're using a red dot, and you pull the trigger. Taking me to the thing I like the least about it, which is going to be the trigger, right? So how well you shoot, how well a Glock shoots / how well you shoot a Glock usually comes down to the trigger and or your ability to shoot that trigger well, right? This one, I mean, you guys have seen the 50-yard test that we did on a Glock 19. This is a Gen 5. That was a Gen 5. This one is, it's pretty, and it might soon out of time, but it's not great. And that has been causing me some issues, but not to the point where I really feel like it has mattered that whole much. I just personally don't enjoy shooting it that much. I also like the grip angle. I like the grip angle of the Glock. I know people are like, "Oh no, John Moses Browning." Like for me, as long as I've trained to it, it always feels really good. And every Glock that I've had, for me, large backstrap, grip tape, If it's a 19, I need a tape heel here to give me just a little more meat at the bottom, and really, really works well. So, yay, Glock. I definitely like it. And then lastly, the M&P 2.0. This has been the biggest surprise to me in the 1,000+ rounds. I just got done shooting this at a USPSA match. You guys saw that video. What do I like about this? Well, quite a bit, to be frank. The first thing that I would say that I like, and I know I only said I do one for each one, but I'm gonna open it up a little bit here on this one, just because I wasn't prepared to like this as much as I'm presently liking it. The grip texture is fantastic on these. It is a little bit better than what is on the Beretta, but it's great. With a large back strap, for me, it fits the hand really, really well. But the thing that I am liking about it the most is the trigger. So just to compare the triggers, right? I think I got the numbers written down. We just did a 7-pound on the Sig. That's heavy. And we are 6 3/4 pounds on this prior to it breaking in. Now it comes in at 5 for single action. And then for this was 6.75. And then this comes in at 5 on the button, and it is a nice 5. It's not like the Sigs, right? A little bit of roll. Nice little trigger stop that's kind of molded into the grip. Really, really liking this. What am I not liking about it? I've said this before, but the thing I do not like about it is if you can kind of see here, right? Because of the way they do the backstrap system, it's nice and thick up here, and it's really thin in the front. I do not like that. I wish that they, maybe the Smith & Wesson M&P 3.0 will be a chassis system, but I would really like to add some girth to the front. And quite frankly, if this had the same grip, not even angle, but like just the grip shape as the Glock, for me, it would be better. For a lot of people, that'd be like way too much grip. For me, like that would make this fantastic. I have ordered some Talon grip tape for this because wrapping actual skateboard tape just doesn't really work due to the convex nature of the backstrap system. I really like the manual safety. People know I like manual safety, and it's been great. So that is my take on all the pistols. Let's talk about what is coming up next. Well, I'm going to let you in a little preview. This Friday, you are going to be getting a premiere, about as premiere as videos get on this channel, premiere MHS Reimagined, the first big head-to-head comparison video. It's 27 minutes long. Make sure you watch the whole thing. And it's coming out this Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern time. So whenever you get to it, it's going to come out. And I really want to know what you think. I really want to see the engagement. I want you guys to start talking about these things because we dice it up and we prepare the winner in a couple different ways. And it isn't one for one. There isn't one gun that kind of runs away with it. They all do pretty well. But there is some, like, when you start doing the numbers, and there's Excel spreadsheets that we got, and it was exhaustive to shoot, but we got that. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to continue to keep shooting these. I have a 2-gun match here in a couple weeks, and I think I'm going to put up a poll, but I imagine based on the way the polls have been going that you guys are going to tell me to shoot the Glock. So I'll shoot that, and we'll have some range, some match footage there. And then you're going to get a 50-yard test video. I've already filmed it, a 50-yard test video, one video, all 4 of these guns, and maybe a surprise. All 4 of these 50-yard tests, I already know what they group at 50 yards using the ammo that I just showed you. You do not. You're going to have to wait to figure that out. Make sure you subscribe so when that video comes out, you're able to see it. I am working on getting as much content preloaded because there's going to be a certain point where I'm going to have to walk away from the channel for about 3 to 4 months, and I just want to have as much stuff. Aside from that, not talking about MHS, and we've got a lot of great content. We did 2 filming days of 50-yard test, and we've got some wonderful stuff already filmed. It just needs to be edited and uploaded and thumbnailed and all that stuff. You guys are going to be really, really happy. So the future is bright on the channel, but that is going to be your update. I would say we're going to continue to do these. I think I'm going to do some different quals. I think I'm going to do a video on not necessarily all 4 of these videos, but I'll feature them all. And I will do I'd like to do a video on what I think the next Marine Corps pistol qual should be, because I have some pretty strong feelings about it. And I think it can contribute to the conversation. And then matches. And I'll probably shoot another services pistol qual. Let me know which one you want. I hear the Air Force one is actually pretty good. The Army one seems pretty disappointing. The Navy one, I'm not even sure what it is, but I'd love to see it. But the Air Force qual seems really cool, and I would like to personally shoot that. I just really need to know what DOD or DOW publication, or Department of the Air Force, DAF. Not Department of War, Department of Air Force publication can I reference to get the course of fire? What targetry is used? Because I like to get the actual targetry if I can. And then, we'll shoot the Air Force qual. So, or any other qual. Coast Guard. I know a lot of people shot the Marshall qual or whatever. I'm not sure that's appropriate for these guns, but maybe. Anyway, this has run a little bit too long. I hope you're doing well. Haven't filmed a lot of videos down here recently, but I just needed to knock one out real quick. So I'm going to leave you with the 3 rules for life. Rule 1, don't be a jerk. Rule 2, take care of yourself. Rule 3, help other people. And assholes know you don't know what's going on in someone else's mind. They don't know what's going on in your mind. So be kind and courteous when dealing with other people. Hold hard, shoot straight. Video coming tomorrow, showing you a rapid fire setup. Video coming Friday that you are going to love. Later, everybody.